Hey everybody, I'm Zach and I like movies, and I'm here to do a review for Problemista. This comes from writer, director, and star Julio Torres. I'm not too aware of their work. I do know that they've written for Saturday Night Live for a while. They wrote and co-created some of these TV series, Los Spookies and Phantasmas. But this was my first first real impression of Julio Torres as a creative and as a work, and I was really surprised by what I got. And Problemista is probably one of the best first impressions you could have for someone like Julio. So what Problemista is about? It's about this. It tells the story of Alejandro, who's this Salvadorian immigrant who comes to New York with dreams of being a toy designer. He tries putting in job interviews for Hasbro because he has these ideas of toys that are like kind of spins on old toys, like a Cabbage Patch doll with a smartphone that like shows, oh, the Cabbage Patch has like a sore on their mouth or something, or like a Slinky that like forces you to like put in the work of pushing it down the stairs. Classic toys, but there's like a point to them. They're really funny. But he winds up needing to get a new job very quickly because his work visa will run out. And he runs into Tilda Swinton, who plays this absolute, I won't say crazy, this very just this very kind of over the top, this very bombastic, very eccentric art curator and art critic who's trying to get a show, trying to get like an art show for her like boyfriend or husband, played by the RZA, like yes, the RZA, who only ever painted eggs. and Julio, Alejandro, I should say, Alejandro just kind of has to, and he kind of just has to put up with the gig because, well, he needs the gig. She promises to sponsor him for his work visa, but she is just an absolute terror to be with, absolute horror to be around. She's constantly demeaning to service workers, like to wait staff, especially the Apple customer support. She's gaslighting everybody. She's just she's ranting a mile a minute. But honestly, it's very fun. But honestly, the whole journey of watching Alejandro really just put up with like her constant demands is very sweet. It's very funny, and I was honestly very surprised to find out that this was a directorial debut, because the vision in their directors, in Julio's voice as a director, is so confident. It's so clear, and it's so assured. Like you would think that he's been like this is at least like his fifth movie or something. It's so confident, so clear, and what it's so consistently clever in and imaginative in its visuals. Like it will do these very fun bits of sort of visualizing these very mundane, very Byzantine things that like how it visualizes immigration. When he's fired, he has there's this room full of hourglasses, and his hourglass, it starts to drip through, and then as he goes to the immigration office, he sees that somebody else's visa was denied, and we see their hourglass sand completely drip away, and then she disappears. She just flat out disappears from the room. and then later you even see like how he's like trying to find a job on Craigslist, and Craigslist is like shown as this like like this massive mess of wires and this tangle of wires and junk, and this like avatar rising out of it like he's hedonism bot, just like offer like Craigslist offers, cleaning boy. and it's constantly playful with that, even in like a lot of the setting too, how there's like it visualizes Alejandro's situation of like being stuck in a room that he's like trying to crawl out of, and into a separate room that's also this like constant like stacking stairs of rooms that he's like constantly stuck in, despite a door being right there that he could just get out of if the key, if it was just unlocked. It seems so simple. It feels very Michel Gondry in that way. And I do think if you don't really go for something like that, maybe not something so, if Wes Anderson isn't really your bag, or again Michel Gondry or a movie that could be described as idiosyncratic, maybe this might not be for you, but you really should give it a chance, because this movie will surprise you in a few ways, and how not just in how like visually fun it can be, but also in how honestly sweet this and sincere it could be. Because like Tilda Swinton, who, by the way, my God, she is amazing. I don't know how I don't think it is possible for Tilda Swinton to have a bad performance, because every single one of her performances, doesn't matter how small the role, there's such a specificity to their characters, like the way, like not just the way that she dresses in this. Her name's Elizabeth, and there's also the ways that she like the tenor of her voice and her accent. She's like vaguely Irish, but even in like something between just compare this to like another performance that's like kind of broad, like her role in Snowpiercer. There's such specificity in the way that she talks, the way she projects her voice out, and the way she like just sort of stands awkwardly hunched over, but still like very aggressively, and like the way she just like would like stare into your eyes, peer right through your soul. There's a reason that she has the nickname Hydra in this. Yes, and man, like Tilda, she's so great in this, and there's the way that her character evolves is very interesting, because it's not like she like kind of in any of the movies she would kind of like shave off a lot of her bite, and like sort of like remove, like just like stop being such kind of this like stereotype, this like art world Karen caricature, but she doesn't like really sacrifice much of that, she even like kind of like teaches Alejandro to kind of like hey, take take it from me, there's ways that an introvert like him can kind of like sort of set himself and like make the world move, like force the world to move the way that he wants it to. And it's very interesting, and there's a lot of clearly a lot of like there is a heart buried deep, deep down underneath all of her everything. And I think a lot of it also works because of Alejandro's demeanor. Like she would go on like this huge rant, just like ranting like 100 miles an hour, and like just like constantly like be so demanding and so much, and he'd just be like, oh no, it's this is very sweet, like he's like clearly earnest and like sympathetic, but also like, oh no, what have I gotten myself into? And, he says, Julio Torres says, oh no, in a way that like Owen Wilson would say, wow. He's just, it's kind of like I guess it's kind of a signature or something, but he really makes it work. And it's there, and it's so, and yeah, it's very funny. It's very funny in that way, and then very, very sweet too. Especially the ending. The like last few minutes are they have they're very funny, but still there's a real beating heart to it. And although I would say that on occasion, some of the like fantastical visualization sometimes undercut the very real stakes and the real emotions, the grounded emotions in a few scenes. Like there's a very touching scene with Greta Lee, who you might remember from past lives, where between Tilda and Greta Lee, and they have this very sincere delivery. It's very clearly very open, very like bearing their heart out to her, and then it fades into this like black room with this light shining down between the two of them, and I feel like that you didn't need to go there because the emotion was so apparent and just very palpable. I feel, but to be fair, that only happens very on occasion. It's not. Most of the visualizations. They're very fun. They heighten the comedy of it, and it does help. And it has such a very interesting and very unique fun. I keep saying fun. It's a very playful movie. A very playful way of viewing this world that Torres has created, and I think it definitely does get me excited for more. I definitely have to watch Los Spookies now and just kind of like dig into whatever else he's got going, because man, this is a very exciting movie, and if you need a movie that like it's just small, has some like personal stakes, but still maintains a sense of like wonder to it, maintains an imagination. I think this is a movie that you could really use, and yeah, it's so. Yeah, I think I did need this kind of when I needed it. It's very cute. It's sweet. I could go on. Honestly, I walked out very impressed with this, and I honestly can't wait to see more from Julio Torres. And wonderful performances, fun visuals. Also the score is very fun too. I forgot to mention there's narration from the great Isabella Rossellini. That really does feel like storybookish, and again just kind of adds on to the playful, again, idiosyncratic funness to it. It is a fun movie, despite how how much of a terror Tilda Swinton is in this. But yeah, it's very funny. I was very impressed. I'm feeling a very strong 7 for this, and can't wait to see what else Julio Torres has. I'll be watching him. I'll be watching his career with great interest. And so yeah, that's my review. Oh, it is currently streaming on Max, as well as Los Spookies and Phantasma. And I definitely got to watch those now. So yeah, comment, like, subscribe. Did you see Problemista? What did you think of it? And what is your favorite Tilda Swinton performance? I think she's had such a great career. I can't think of, I really can't think of a bad performance that she's given. And can't see anything more than that. It was very impressed. And I'm very impressed by Julio Torres. And can't wait to see what other movies that he's got. And because I'm Zach, and I love movies, and I got more movies to watch, and I hope you watch them too. And I will see you later.